Complete History of Communism series. This is chapter 7 or 8 or something like that. This is the fall of the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union, the largest communist land, had 15 republics that were centrally planned. In the Soviet structure, Moscow organized all the big republic of Russia, plus the ones that were small. This communist form of central planned industries had central planning providing all the necessities. But up-to-date little goods come faster if there's computers. They could not stay modern with just big central leaders. And since World War II, East Europe had been divided in ways that were not what each place would have decided. There was not enough freedom, just one old gang in the middle. The war budget too large and people's voices too little. Then 1985 brought a younger guy to the top. And this guy, Gorbachev, wanted these problems to stop. Gorbachev started Glasnost, more free speech and free news. It was fine for the first time to express many views. And Gorbachev's perestroika brought democratizations. For the first time, elections let people steer their own nations. When the Berlin Wall fell, Gorbachev was surprised. But he slowed the arms race and won a Nobel Peace Prize. But then through East Europe, former Soviet states voted to break from the Union and control their own fates. So Gorbachev sighed, but chose democracy's course. He said he'd keep things together, just with discussions, not force. Old communist leaders feared changes too fast. The whole strength of the Union might be lost in the past. But new leaders and voters wanted change to come faster. Gorby's middle reform plan soon was facing disaster. See, as Soviet president, Gorbachev wasn't defeated, but each republic's president now had strength just like he did. And Russia's President Yeltsin wanted more strength by far, so they drafted new plans for a looser USSR. But before this new compromise could be implemented, 8 conservative communists launched a coup to prevent it. They kept Gorbachev trapped, but people rushed out to help defend the Communist Congress that they had elected themselves. And Yeltsin joined the people, so the coup meant defeat. But the old Communist Party now really looked obsolete. So when Gorbachev returned, he was the leader of zero. The Union structure was dead. Each nation had its own hero. The Soviet Union is now no more, he announced. And Gorbachev left, and Yeltsin then pounced. Yeltsin said it was time for the big free market test. Public resources should open for the rich to invest. And when the parliament leaders and the public protested, Yeltsin ordered the army to have them killed or arrested. So all profits went private or were bought up offshore. Millions and millions of normal people turned poor. And the Soviet Union died before it enjoyed the system Gorbachev wanted fixed instead of destroyed.
1982, Leonid Brezhnev dies and is replaced by KGB chief Yuri Andropov. 1984, Yuri Andropov dies and is replaced by Konstantin Chernenko. 1985, Chernenko dies and is replaced. December 8th, leaders of Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus sign agreements setting up a Commonwealth of Independent States. December 25th, Gorbachev resigns as Soviet president. U.S. recognizes independence of remaining Soviet republics. December 26th, Russian government takes over offices of the USSR in Russia.
Mikhail Gorbachev resigned. The Soviet and Russian flags still fluttered side by side above the Kremlin. But Mr. Gorbachev finally brought the curtain down on the Soviet Union and his own extraordinary career.
Compatriots, due to the situation which has evolved as a result of the formation of the Commonwealth of Independent States, I hereby discontinue my activities at the post of President of the USSR.
The manner of his departure reflected the nature of his rule. The Kremlin, so long the forbidden city of the Soviet Empire, opened its doors to the world. Mr. Gorbachev quit live on satellite TV.
This society has acquired freedom. It has been freed politically and spiritually, and this is the most important achievement that we have yet to fully come to grips with. And we haven't, because we haven't learned to use freedom yet.
Later, in an interview with CNN, Mr. Gorbachev showed documents which formally hand control of the nuclear arsenal to Boris Yeltsin. He was now stripped of all power.
We are cooperating, I think, in the interest of our states, in the interests of the Commonwealth, in the interests of the world.
Mikhail Gorbachev inherited an empire maintained by the iron fist of central control. He's leaving behind 15 independent states which share only a disastrous economy and an uncertain future. Tonight, the Kremlin's red flag was lowered for the last time. People in this country, said Mr. Gorbachev, are ceasing to become citizens of a great power. Tim Hewitt, ITN, Moscow.
Out with the old, in with the new. Russia's tricolour tonight replacing the red flag over the Kremlin. A country renamed and reborn, and now in the hands of Boris Yeltsin. The Russian president has today received control of the former Soviet nuclear arsenal. He reassured the West that he'd strive to prevent it ever being used.
The nuclear weapons are going to be controlled by just one person, and I don't want the international community to be worried about it.
Mr. Yeltsin today predicted grave economic difficulties for the coming year, but said he was confident the new Commonwealth would ultimately succeed.
The people here are weary of pessimism, and the share of pessimism is...